Hi guys, what is up? It's your girl Karen, aka cakedbybabyk, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing something a little bit different. This is outside of my normal niche of content. We are doing arts and crafts today. As you guys may know, I am a 2025 bride. I'm getting married next year, and it is time to do my bridesmaid proposal boxes. It's been delayed a long time, but we're finally getting around to them, and I thought I would share what I'm doing for my boxes because I like to think of myself as a very intentional person. I'm a very sentimental person, so I knew when I got engaged and when I was planning my bridesmaid process that I wanted it to be as intentional as possible. I wanted it to be sentimental. So instead of just like a regular box, I curated something like this. So it's like a collage box, something that my bridesmaids can hopefully keep forever. This is Jenny's, aka Green Eggs and Glam. She is gonna be one of my bridesmaids, which is so crazy because we met via TikTok. But I literally cut and collaged this whole box with pictures of us, with pictures of her. Obviously, this flap opens and there are more pictures and there's a whole other collage inside. This was absolutely so fun to do, and I have to make 7 more of these, so I thought I would show with the process and do a little tutorial. Before we get started, let's get into the supplies that you're going to need to create this box. Obviously, you need a box. So I'm very lucky in the sense that I receive a lot of PR packages and a lot of them use boxes like these, so I don't have to go out and buy them. If you do have to go out and buy them, I think the most I've seen them retail for is like $8. You can buy them at like Michael's or Walmart. Even Amazon has them. Of course, you're going to need some pictures. I printed mine out at Walgreens and it was pretty affordable because I was able to find a coupon online. I think they just always have promotions going on. I got close to 400 photos. I think I printed like 380 and it was only 55 bucks. So it was 60 with tax. This is not even the whole stack of photos. Okay, this is without Jenny's photos because I already did her box. I did the math and the photos came out to $7.50 a person. Some scissors, obviously, and then the last thing you're gonna need is some Mod Podge. And you don't have to buy this jumbo size like mine. I was just crazy. This goes for like $4 or $5 at Walmart or Michael's or any big box store. You're also going to need a brush. I like to use an old makeup brush, or you can use one of those sponge brushes that are super inexpensive. Honestly, I think those would work even better. But now let's get to work. What I like to do to start is categorize my photos. We're doing Jane's box today. Shout out to her. She's also a content creator and cosmetic chemist. I'll put her handle down below. So I categorize by nice photos that include just us two, photos with other people, and silly or troll photos that I use as ammunition in our group chat. You can categorize however you'd like, but I find that doing it this way helps even out the vibe a little bit because you can pick from your piles. You have the nice photos with a sprinkle of unhinged here and there, a little razzle, a little dazzle, if you know what I'm talking about. Then I choose what I like to call an anchor photo. This is a nice photo of the two of us and it will be the center of the top of the box. Then I'll kind of play around with the layout, see what'll fit nicely, what looks good together, etc. Now, having done this twice, one thing I would do differently is probably get different sizes of photos so I don't have to cut down as much. I also think that it'll add a nice contrast as well. You'll see later on I have to trim a lot of pictures down. Once you have a rough idea of your layout, you can start adding your Mod Podge. I like to start with the anchor photo. Now you can totally leave your photos as is. It's definitely way less work, but I'm chaotic and I really love how the cutouts look in a collage, so that's what I'm doing. Pro tip, save these scraps. I'll tell you why later on. So here I'm just configuring and then reconfiguring where the photos will go. If you're a better planner than I am, you probably won't change many things, but my ADHD squirrel brain is constantly telling me to switch things up, so you'll see me periodically paste something on and then take it off and then put it back on. And remember, this is supposed to be a fun process, so don't stress about it coming out perfect. I honestly have so much fun creating these because my brain just kind of goes quiet and then 2 hours will pass and I'll be like, what the heck? So try and have fun with it. I like to look back at the pictures and think about when they were taken, and it's just such a fun process. Also, remember when I told you to save those scraps from the photos where you did the cutouts? You can actually use those scraps to fill an empty space that is too small to paste photos in. It can also serve as a nice background contrast to your cutouts depending on the colors. You can see here I cut off the top of a picture and I'm just using it to fill in space because that area is just too small for me to find something to put there. And I personally like to use the cutouts to cover up some of the straight lines where the edges of photos meet. neat. I feel like it makes it look more organic, but again, if you aren't doing cutouts, you can just totally leave it with straight edges and it would probably look just as pretty. Again, I'm using some scraps to fill up some empty space here. All right, I'm gonna speed through this part because it's basically me just trying to figure out what looks best and just kind of going back and forth with it. It is a lot of trial and error once you first start, but it does get easier as you go on. I would say that I'm more picky with the top of the box because that is the first thing that they're going to see when you give it to them. But honestly, once that's done, it's pretty much smooth sailing. So we're gonna move on to the sides. The sides are easier naturally because they're smaller and you have less room to work with. I love the side panels because they really don't take me that long to do because again, the space is just so small. Here you can see I'm pasting stuff on and then taking it off and then putting it back on. The nice thing about Mod Podge is that it takes a while for it to dry down and you can play with it for probably about 10 minutes until it fully dries. Now, because the sides are smaller, I do like to use more troll photos in these areas just because, I don't know, troll photos just scream side panel to me. Like, come on, is that not the perfect side panel photo? Argue with the wall, okay, because I'm correct. And once again here, I'm ripping something off to put a background on, a random background that has nothing to do with this photo that I've already put on the box. Okay, just gonna speed through this last side because you guys probably get the gist now, but let's move on to the inside of the box. Much like the top of the box, the inside of the box is going to be a little bit more time consuming because when they open it up, it's going to be face to face with them. So I like to start off with an anchor photo once again. But how this differs from the top of the box is honestly my personal preference. I just love to do so many troll pictures because I don't know, it's like a little secret between me and my bridesmaids, like, haha, outside of the box is like pretty and like semi-troll, and then you open it up and it's like, well, bam, here's all your derpy photos. All right, now we're going back to the top of the box. We're gonna do one final coat of Mod Podge because it is a sealant as well. The Mod Podge is going to dry clear, so don't worry. I recommend doing very thin layers, especially if you have to do multiple layers, if you have a lot of photos in your collage. And also, I didn't do it with this box, but I think I might do it with my other bridesmaids boxes, but I think it'd be really cute to add mementos to this collage as well. So if you have anything like movie tickets or anything that is flat that you could collage onto the box, I think that'd be super sweet and sentimental as well. I did wait for that layer to dry and then I did a second layer on top. This is what the box looks like when it's all dried down. Let me know if you guys will be trying this because I personally think these are so much cuter than the plain boxes.